Hi everyone. So, this last year I've been really inspired by everyone's videos on their journals and fountain pen collections and just how they use their different journals and what they use them for. So, I thought instead of just consuming a bunch of them, which I will still do, I would make one of my own. So I thought the best place to start would be with my favorite journaling supplies, which aren't that many. It's just paper and pen. And that's pretty much it. Just paper and pen, the essentials. But I do have some paper and definitely some pens that I like more than the others. So these are just what I am using on a day-to-day basis at the moment. So if you saw, I had two notebooks together. One was a Hobonichi Cousin of Vec, which I had in a cork cover that I made myself. And I use that a lot. It's mostly for planning and memory keeping. That's probably one of my most used journals. And then the other most used journal is the one that I'm writing in right now, which is a Rhodia Goalbook. Both are A5. And the Rhodia Goalbook is in this really great cover by Catanetta on Etsy, and I'll try and link down below in the description to her Etsy page because I really love her covers. She makes a lot in different materials, and they're really beautiful, and I've really enjoyed this cover. So the pen I am using is the Kaweco Brass Sport. And it is definitely my most used pen. I love this thing. It's really sturdy. It's got a great look to it. It's developing this really nice patina. And it's just so hardy. It's such a comforting pen. I have it with me pretty much anywhere I go, and I'm not super worried about it when I use it. I can kind of just, you know, put it in the pen loop in my journal cover, throw it in my bag, and it's good to go. And I've never had any issues with it either. It just writes beautifully. It feels good in my hand. Yeah, I really love this pen. So I decided tonight to write in my Rhodia Goalbook a poem that I really liked by my favorite poet, or one of my favorite poets, Anne Sexton. So I'll read it here just so you know what the poem is, because I know it's probably hard to see on the screen. It's called The Fury of Sunsets. Something cold is in the air, an aura of ice and phlegm. All day I've built a lifetime, and now the sun sinks to undo it. The horizon bleeds and sucks its thumb. The little red thumb goes out of sight. And I wonder about this lifetime with myself, this dream I'm living. I could eat the sky like an apple, but I'd rather ask the first star, why am I here? Why do I live in this house? Who's responsible? Eh? So, this poem at this point in my life and those questions definitely speak to me. So I just saw that poem and I really wanted to write it. So after I got done writing that poem, I decided that I really wanted to have a watercolor of a sunset underneath it. So I got out my watercolor kit that I actually just bought, but having a watercolor kit in general is another one of my favorite tools. It's just a way that to add color, to add texture to your journal entries. And I use watercolor quite a bit in just sort of adding color to drawings that I do, or sometimes just behind words that I write. And I just really like what it does to the pages. So in this particular case, I got out my new watercolor set that I just got, which was a Koi 24, 24 color travel kit. And before that time, I just used cheap watercolors. I had a gouache, dry gouache set from Peter Popper that I really enjoyed. Again, I'm not a watercolor expert or anything like that, and so it's nice to have a slightly nicer set of tools, and the colors are really beautiful in this particular kit. I really have been enjoying using it for the limited amount of time that I've had it. So I started by just adding some yellow and orange to the page, and then I tried to make clouds with this pinkish purple that I had mixed together, and that is when the picture sort of went south. And I think I had just put way too much water on the paper, and it started pilling. It started becoming kind of pulpy and not looking that great, which has happened to me before. But again, I'm not super precious about it, so I'm looking at it right now after the fact, and I think the final product came out fairly well, even with all of the mistakes. It still looks nice. It's still like a nice visual element to have added but below that poem. So I'm still pleased with it, but yeah, I wanted to include that for sure because it's also one of my favorite journaling tools. And another one of my favorite journaling tools is just the desk that I sit at. So this is not my home desk. This is actually the desk I use whenever I'm at my parents' place. So I had went over there for the night to celebrate all of us being vaccinated, and then I used that desk. It's a beautiful old antique desk that has a bookcase and is a fold out. So it's a secretary desk. It's really, really beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to make more in the future. I'm also hoping to make a few piano videos too, because I'm learning how to play the piano. So I will see you all later, and I've included a little piano piece for you to enjoy.